morning, good afternoon, good evening. People are planning to hold peaceful demonstrations tomorrow, 31st of July. The emphasis is on peaceful demonstrations. And there are many who have made concerted efforts to make sure that those demonstrations are peaceful. We have warned on this platform that we are dealing with a regime that will work on the assumption that the demonstrations, any demonstrations organized by anyone else other than the party, ZANU-PF, will not be peaceful. And so the threat of violence was real, was always real. But I must admit, I'm truly heartbroken to see the depths of barbarism we've sunk to. Here is one of the organizers announcing that she is withdrawing from the called demonstrations tomorrow and giving her reasons why.
I would like to formally apologize for being involved in the march on the 31st of July and actually announce that I'm no longer involved in the march because I've been getting insight on the consequences of the Zimbabwean people peacefully demonstrating to the government about any development ideas. That is wrong. People should not ask for development. I'm sorry. I'm out of the march. I would like to plead on behalf of myself and my family and ask for forgiveness and say, please, I am sorry. Please just don't harm any of my family. Don't harm the children. Don't just keep my family out of it. If your grudge is with me, you are welcome. You can come and kill me, but please leave my family out of it. And I am also out of the march. So let's not harm children, and let's not harm people who were not even involved in the march in the first place. It's me who was involved in the march, and if you want to kill and murder anyone, come and murder me so that it can be over. And after that, I am sorry. The economy of Zimbabwe is prospering. There is nothing that we should try to communicate about development. There is nothing that we should try to communicate about anything because Zimbabwe is doing well. And I was out of line. I should not have tried to bring up ideas on how the economy can grow. I should have not have tried to communicate with the government about any.
This is truly tragic. I am moved to tears. It is heartbreaking that this beautiful country, Zimbabwe, has been dragged to such nauseating depths of barbarism and madness. I really am I'm speechless. I can't believe this. Welcome to the program, Ben.
Good day to you and good day to our viewers. Thank you for joining. I mean, personally, I've been saying Zimbabwe is not a democracy. It never was up to this day. 46 years we've been living a lie to those that actually believe that Zimbabwe is a democracy. There's no such thing. This young lady kept on emphasizing that, their group wanted to hold a peaceful demonstration, not to attack but just to show areas of improvement, which was very noble, which a democratic country should allow, not Zimbabwe. Like I said, it's not a democracy. So they got to her, threatened, to harm her family and those surrounding her. This is not even, this is the original, share that she did. ZANU-PF has gone the extra mile and created an edited version, the one that removes the "you can kill me" part, and they're circulating it on social media. This is how low ZANU-PF will get. It is unfortunate that we have sunk so deep. Just recently, another individual went to the ZRP to go and give his letter with the intent to protest alone. He was not under any organization. He didn't come out. He was arrested. So you find the Constitution says, let the authorities know of your intentions to protest and so forth. But before you do that, you're already arrested. ZANU-PF right now, this past few days, has been on a manhunt for anybody that seems to be organizing this thing, this so-called 31 March. They are arrested. What the Constitution says and what ZANU-PF does. I think we spoke about this. ZANU-PF are brutes. ZANU-PF are murderous thugs. This is what we should expect. But on a positive note, we have to say to the young lady there, well done. This is a relay. We didn't expect you to run the whole field. Pass the baton on to the next guy. The next guy will take it to the next guy. We'll get there.
I think it is tragic that the nation has sunk to this. The War of Independence was fought to secure freedom, justice, and human dignity for all Zimbabweans. And many people sacrificed their livelihoods, limbs, and many lost their lives. And the tragedy, what is heartbreaking, is we are finding ourselves in this situation. 46 years after independence, we've come full circle. We're still having to fight for the right to be heard. The young lady talked about she was wrong to question the economic situation in Zimbabwe. Even if she was wrong, she still has the right to question it. So her being wrong or right is irrelevant. And in this particular case, what makes the situation even more unacceptable is that we are facing the same problem that we faced during the so-called ZANU-PF during Mugabe's reign. Mnangagwa, when he took over power, has been putting so much emphasis on the Second Republic, as if to say we have left the nightmares of the First Republic, when in reality nothing has changed. The nightmares of the First Republic was the same tyrannical oppression and denying people the basic fundamental rights and freedoms that we are witnessing now under the Second Republic. Nothing has changed. Indeed, 1980 did not end the tyrannical oppression and the serious human rights abuses we were witnessing under the white colonial oppression. All we changed in 1980 is the color of the oppressor. We had a white oppressor. 1980, with independence, we got a black oppressors. Otherwise, the oppression has not changed. It is truly heartbreaking that we fought so hard, we sacrificed so much to end white colonial oppression with the hope that everyone would live and enjoy the freedom, the basic human rights, and human dignity. The rest of the people in the world take for granted, as enunciated by the UN Declaration of Human Rights. And yet here we are. Somebody is being threatened to the point where they fear for their own lives, and they are now saying, well, please kill me, leave my children alone, leave my family alone. That's when you realize this is a regime that is beyond the pale. This is the tragedy of Zimbabwe.
I think this has opened the eyes of those that still thought that, participating in elections or conducting elections means that a country is a democracy. It is clearly now not, the only requirement that is needed for a country to use that status. In Zimbabwe, the people are oppressed. The people are silenced. There are so many ways that they are keeping people afraid, fearful for lest they actually get killed. There's the list of people that have died. Some have just since disappeared. This is the level at which ZANU-PF will want to keep hold of power. It will, if it be their way, they would entirely wipe out anybody that speaks against them. Zimbabwe is not a democracy. Period. We cannot, compromise or say otherwise. Any other nation that sings praise to these thugs is part and parcel of these thugs. That it is what it is. I say the fight has to continue. The young lady in this, in this video played her part, a very, very important part. She brought awareness. She made people excited for it. Now it's time for her to pass on the baton to the next person. and the next person, and the next person. If it has to be a relay race, let it be so. Eventually, the people of Zimbabwe need to set themselves free. Thank you.
Just wanted to play this video of a situation in America.
Need to resign immediately.
I commend those.
And I yield back. You sent our soldiers from the 103rd Sustainment Command there anyway. Is that true or false? True or false? Straightforward question.
Are you going to give me a chance to answer or just play gotcha?
Did you send them there or not?
We took proactive measures.
I'll take that
from the
as a yes
beginning
and
to ensure
reclaim my
force
time.
protection.
Another said the unit was, quote, unprepared to provide any defense for itself. It was not a fortified position. Another survivor said the building's protection was about as weak as one gets. Secretary Hegseth, that is obviously in direct contradiction to what you said from the Pentagon podium the next day. So are you saying that these soldiers, our soldiers who survived this horrific attack, are lying?
What I'm saying is before the commencement of the conflict, we put in maximum defensive posture. We could.
That's a direct
We moved
contradiction to
70
what they said.
in this directing. Can I speak, or are you just going to monologue falsehoods all over the place?
It's not a falsehood.
We moved 500 troops off of
Reclaiming
the X
my
based
time.
on the intel.
Stop.
Based on the intel.
Stop. Reclaiming my time.
Because you yell doesn't
Are
make you
calling,
right. Just because you yell doesn't
I'm
make you right.
reclaiming my time on behalf of these survivors. You just said what they said is a falsehood.
There's a much larger picture.
True?
There's a much larger picture at play here that included integrated air defenses, bunkers, moving people off
Then
the
why,
X
Mr.
to
Secretary,
ensure
are
that they were
dead?
not part of the target. We moved those troops and all across the theater, thousands of troops off the X, off of their bases, because we knew what Iran was going to try to strike, and we knew there
So
was
no
a
answer.
tragic moment.
No
there could be a
answer, Mr.
tragic moment where
Secretary.
something
Again.
could get through. Of
Again.
course, that's the
I'm
consequence of
reclaiming my
conflict,
time.
and we
Again.
remember those 6 every single day.
I wanna
But
finish.
don't play games with.
I'm not playing games.
Raising
I
your
want to
voice
finish
and
with
pointing
one more
fingers.
quote from a survivor of the attack, and I'll put this on the record. Telling the truth is important, and we're not going to learn from these mistakes if we pretend these mistakes. Secretary Hegseth, those soldiers told the truth. Than you are.
I commend.
They are asking for accountability. They deserve accountability, and I'm asking for the same, starting with you. And as I said a year ago,
This is how a healthy and functioning democracy should work. Those in positions of leadership should be held to account. And I have got to say here, in Zimbabwe, we are a far cry from that reality. Some of us have tried to hold Chamisa to account for lying to the people of Zimbabwe that he had plugged the vote rigging loopholes to stop ZANU-PF rigging the 2023 elections. This had serious consequences because millions believed that lie, participated in a flawed electoral process, and gave ZANU-PF legitimacy. And yet when we try to say it, some of us, have found ourselves being labeled public enemy number 1. And worst thing has come from ZANU-PF. Mnangagwa was never elected into office. Let's be clear about that. He became president on the coattails of a military coup in 2017. The people of Zimbabwe didn't elect him. Those who organized the coup, who conducted the coup, put him in office. He promised to hold free, fair, and credible elections. We all know that he rigged the 2018 elections. He went on to rig the 2023 elections. All the election observers of any description, including SADC and the AU, condemned the 2023 elections as flawed and illegal. And now he's extending his illegitimate stay in office by a further 2 years over and above what the Constitution stipulated. And when the nation, ordinary citizens, try to voice their concern, their lives are threatened. This is the reality in Zimbabwe. This is the tragic reality in Zimbabwe. Cry, the beloved country. How have we sunk to such depths of barbarism and madness? The people of Zimbabwe have got to realize that we have no choice but to fight to restore, to put an end to this madness. Mnangagwa is not content with just extending his stay in office by another 2 years. There are already talks of making him king. The situation will only get worse. It is tragic, it is truly heartbreaking that after so many died, so many sacrificed everything to fight for independence, we should find ourselves fighting over the same rights, fundamental rights, the right to a meaningful say in the governance of the country, and the right to life. That really is depressing. Food for thought. Good night.